Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to In.The.News. Live news and commentary from around the world by your host, Holy Joe Rock and Roll.
Welcome everybody to In the News. I'm your host, Holy Joe Rock and Roll. As you know, there's been a massive shooting in Las Vegas. This individual here, won't even mention his name, is purported to be the assailant. Now, what's interesting about this story is he's 64 years old. 64-year-old people typically aren't involved in mass shootings. Also, he was wealthy. He owned multiple houses, and apparently he earned his money from gambling and through speculation. So whatever that could be. Maybe housing speculation. He's owned multiple homes and apartments over the years. Obviously 64 years old. The guy's ready for collecting Social Security in a year. And it kind of really makes no sense. He allegedly killed all these people from over 1,100 feet away. That's over 330 meters. Now, of course, he's firing most likely a 7.62, right? 7.62 round. Most likely, if he's firing 22 caliber, not 22 caliber, but the 223, 5.56. I don't know that it would, look at that, the range of 320 meters. A range of 320 meters. Now, this guy was not ex-military, this guy was not military trained, and yet he was able to spray this area. Couple of notes. The Islamic State is claiming that he was a Muslim. He converted months ago, and this was done for hashtag Islam sucks balls. Now, there is some doubt to that. Although he did have a Filipino girlfriend, it's not known whether she was Muslim. Most likely she was not Muslim, but you never know. And she's no longer considered to be a person of interest. So that would be the only sort of clue that maybe, let's say if his ex-girlfriend or girlfriend, who is out of the country, has been out of the country for several days at least, if she was a Muslim, is it possible that she converted him over? But we know that this woman worked as a high-end casino, a person in the casino who brought you drinks and took you to your table, and I forget what they call it. And she's 62 years old, so rather old. She's been married to someone previously, divorced, supposedly is a Australian citizen now, but she was born in the Philippines. So that's really maybe a dead end unless we find any new information. She's an Australian citizen who was born in the Philippines. So that's really all we know about his girlfriend. Now, the Islamic State claims are pretty shallow as well. There's at the moment, no videotape, no acknowledgement from the shooter's side that he was a Muslim or did this for hashtag Islam sucks balls. So we don't know. But why would a 64-year-old man do this? Is it, it's not logical unless the guy was somehow, something happened, he was insane, it doesn't make sense. Really, on the surface, it doesn't make sense. Why would he do this? And why would he pick this target? I'm not trying to say it didn't happen. Obviously, it did happen. But is he a patsy? Is he just, conveniently he killed himself before the police broke into his apartment, his hotel room? Again, that is also not representative of what something that ISIS would do. They typically want to get, you're not supposed to kill yourself in Islam. You're supposed to be killed by the so-called infidels, and that gets you to heaven. And either 72 virgins or 72 raisins or 72 Virginians kicking your ass. So not really clear on that. So why did the Islamic State claim the Las Vegas shooting? It's just propaganda, most likely. Just propaganda. Doesn't make any sense. This is his brother who says the guy was, his brother was not a normal guy, but he was just, had no politics, had no religious affiliation per se, just whatever. And didn't know where he got the automatic weapon. Let's speak to that. We don't know if it was an automatic weapon or not. We don't know if he used some kind of a butt bumper. This device that basically allows you to rapidly fire the weapon. Or was there some kind of a crank? Who knows? We don't know what it was. Was it an AR-15 or was it a AK-47? Again, don't know. But most likely it was a bigger round. So 7.62, right? Which is the AK round, most likely, for it to travel that far and do that kind of damage. 59 people are reported to be dead at this point, over 500 injured. This is Tuesday, October the 3rd, as I'm reporting this, based on the information that I have. Now, the final thing is, what's the reaction? And this is where the conspiracy theories come into play. Was this a setup in order to push through gun control, right? On the Morning Joe show on MSNBC, fake news, they had the congressman, so he's representative, Democrat representative from Connecticut, one of them, on, obviously a left-wing liberal, who is calling for more gun control. But I'll give credit to Joe Scarborough, who said, matter of fact, this old man, this 64-year-old man, legally acquired all of these weapons. So additional background checks would not have stopped this. So exactly what law changed to the law? Murder is already a crime. Murder has been a crime forever, right? What kind of law would have prevented this? And there really is nothing that would have prevented this. At least on the surface. Even if you banned all guns, bad guys will still get guns. And what does that solve? It just means the people are defenseless against bad guys. And the Second Amendment, which is a right bestowed to the American people by God, this is not a law from the government. It is, all rights come from God. Okay, according to the Declaration of Independence, that we believe that our rights come from our Creator, right? We believe, how's it go? We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and are bestowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And of course, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, delineate 10, at least the first 10 of those rights, right? The First Amendment, free speech. Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Okay, and it goes on and on. Fourth Amendment, the right to not getting your property taken, right? Fifth Amendment, the right against self-incrimination, okay, et cetera, et cetera. These are the first 10 amendments. So it's really difficult to understand. It doesn't make sense to a rational person. This guy was either insane, or he was hashtag Islam sucks balls, or what else could there be? I mean, a 64-year-old man, at least on the surface, successful, materially successful, wealthy. He was a gambler. He'd been gambling quite a bit lately, but we don't know if it's wins or losses. Who cares? The guy was rich. He owned multiple homes. It doesn't make sense that he would do this. Why would he do this? So that's really the open question. And then there really may not be an answer to it. But the left's continual assault on the Second Amendment and trying to use this tragedy as a way to push forward further legislation or laws restricting gun rights is really something that we have to look out for. And that's why I am a lifetime member of the NRA. If you're an American citizen, or actually, you don't even have to be an American citizen, you can still support the NRA and become a lifetime member just to support them, support the Second Amendment in the United States. It's not about owning guns. It's about defending yourself against a tyrannical government, which we can see potentially happening if our rights are taken away. I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll. This has been In the News. Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up if you like it. Hit the thumbs down if you don't. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember to always make it happen for the captain, because you're the captain.
Thank you for watching In the News, a feature of HJRR TV and presented by the Reverend Dr. Holy Joe Rock and Roll. Please rate us, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to this channel for more In the News.
Only Tommy can say that. Thank you, Tommy.